say, for that one drink in a night where you just think, wow, that's so different. That's a real change. It sort of changes. It shakes your palate up a little bit, right, before you go back to something else, maybe.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say,
Nice.
it's not a full night's drink, but it's definitely for a one-off. Amazing. Great.
Mate, what I wanted to talk to you about was adverts, TV adverts, right? Because I recently, times are hard, money is tight, and I got rid of my TV subscription or whatever. So probably, I'm sure lots of blokes out there have probably done the same. They've realised, God, I might only watch Sky Sports not as regularly as I thought I was watching it,
Right.
And I was spending over £100 a month on TV.
Sure, that's
so I've chopped that in half. I've got no TV now, so I've just got internet, right? But just as I was doing it, I was like, oh, do I miss TV? Do I really miss TV? And as I was having that thought process, I got to thinking about adverts, right? And I thought, oh, what were the best adverts, like particularly of our youth, right? Because nowadays, I think we only remember adverts nowadays when they're really annoying. Like we remember the meerkat, bloody meerkat, bloody Go Compare, opera singer dude. We just remember the stuff that really annoys the crap out of us.
Sure.
Right? But I thought, back in the day, people used to make hilarious adverts and really good adverts that would we'd remember the advert more than the product, right? So I just wanted to, I've got a little list here, but I just wanted to think, what advert immediately jumps to mind when I say to you, what were the adverts of your childhood?
Okay, I've got a couple already. So the first one is Belly's Gonna Get You. Belly's gonna get ya.
Mate, that was top of my list. That was top of my list.
What was
Belly's
it?
Gonna Get You.
Was it pot noodle, right?
It was some sport. Oh, I thought it was a sport thing.
Was it a sport thing? I thought it was because it's hungry. Maybe not.
I thought it was for like my gut quote unquote gut reaction was that it was like some sport gear or something, because it's like your belly's getting big, mate. You better get on with
could be
training shoes or something.
I can't remember what the product was exactly, but I remember the advert, like the guy running away from the giant like hairy belly, like amazing.
So for anyone who doesn't know, any sort of what's the one that's younger than us? Generation Z? Gen Z.
Oh god,
because
are we millennials?
I think we're millennials,
mate. Yeah. I don't like that.
I don't like being tarred with that brush. But I think whether we like it or not, we're millennials. But yeah, so anyone who's younger than us in, I think, Generation Z, I don't know, Z, I mean, I'm speaking American here, Generation Z. Yeah, anyone younger, it was basically an advert. We don't know what it's for, but it was an advert where this bloke was running away down the street from this round belly, like a big fat belly that was on was it a bike or a motorbike or something? It was on a bicycle, right?
In my head, it's just like floating. But yeah, it could have been on a bike.
A skateboard or something. But it was chasing him down the street, and like he was running for it like his life depended on it. And the music was something like "Belly's gonna get Belly's gonna get something like that, right? But yeah, that's so funny that was the top of your list because that was the first thing I thought about. But we can't even remember what product it is.
That's the best
thing.
I've got another one. See how this might be number 2. I hope it is. I think it might have been for John Smith's, actually, funny enough. And it's Peter Kay.
Peter Kay!
Yeah!
Yes, mate. John Smith for Great Britain with the running bomb.
But the best one was when, for me anyway, was when they were like having keepy-ups, like one touch with the football, and then he just comes in, he just toe punts it out the field, across the housing estate, and just have it like that. Oh, man.
So good.
I love that advert so much.
Doesn't it hit somebody's conservatory or something? And there's like a German Shepherd barking in the distance. But like they just set the scene so well, because it was clearly like Saturday morning football, because it was just these lads, like they clearly weren't pros, like it was freezing, like you could see their breath as they were doing these kick-ups or whatever, and they were like, tricky little dudes or whatever, and then Peter Kay with his big old belly just hoofs it like over the fence. Oh,
I love it. Absolutely love it. Amazing. Classic. Okay, and then one more that I remember is And this is as a kid. If this advert came out now, it'd probably go into the annoying category, but it would be BNBN. BNBN.
Oh yeah. That was a classic.
Oh god.
Hey, that was the only one I didn't write on the list actually.
Oh,
but
cool.
that was a classic. BN. It was like a little biscuit, wasn't it? A little crackery biscuit with jam in, was it?
It was chocolate, I think. Well, maybe there was jam as well. There's probably different versions of it. It's like something you'd find in Lidl's.
Yeah.
Like one of those German biscuits that you'd get
it's like those biscuits with the chocolate on top.
Yeah.
Do you know those?
They're like yeah. It's like
Can you picture that blue colouring?
Yeah. What kind of biscuit
the
is it?
Is.
It's like almost like the top of a custard cream, but just cover it with chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bit like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. BN. Yeah, classic. Well, the ones I
go on.
I got here. So I got Belly's Gonna Get You. I got Peter Kay, John Smith's, all because there were a whole different range of the John Smith's ones.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Curry House one as well, and the diving board one. BN. I got PG Tips. Monkey, Johnny Vegas and the Monkey. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was PG Tips T. I just remember everyone at school going, Monkey.
That reminds me of The Office so much. I don't know if you're a big fan of The English Office. Oh man. Anyway, sorry, Karen.
Mate. Well, it's that time, isn't it? It was the same when Brent comes into the office and he's like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Like the Budweiser thing. That was another one.
Of course it was.
What's
yeah.
up, Budweiser? Okay, this is a good one. I can't remember I think it was a Euro, maybe it was Euro 2000 the football competition. But this was an advert for Nike, and it was the Little Less Conversation, where all the famous players at the time were playing in a cage on a boat. Do you know, like a five-a-side cage?
Yeah.
And like Eric Cantona's there, and he's standing on the top of the cage, and he's got a football, and he drops it into the cage.
Yes.
And two like five-a-side teams. But it's like Luis Figo, Ronaldo, the old one, like Ronaldinho,
yeah.
Zidane, just all these players of that time were playing football, and it was just so good. But it was the sort of the dance version of Elvis Presley's Little Less Conversation.
Sure.
Like the famous one nowadays. But yeah, I remember that one being amazing. They were just doing like loads of tricks, weren't they? Like street football tricks.
Yes,
yeah.
That's it. I remember that.
It was like it was the time when like you only had two sets of football boots. You had Adidas Predators.
Yeah.
Yeah, Preds. So like half the players had Preds. And then you had Total 90s.
Yeah.
Nike Total 90s. But hang on, come to think of it, if this was a Nike advert, they would have all been wearing Total 90s. Mm-hmm. But it was in that era where you only had one or the other.
They're the ones with the stripes down the side, right? The Total 90s.
Adidas Predators. Yeah.
Oh, the Predators were.
No.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Total 90s had the tick. They were.
Okay, sorry, Karen. They just had
Total
a tick
90s.
Did they have a circle on it, like a big circle patch with a 90 on it? No, am I imagining that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
I just remember them being a bit more like futuristic and like modern. Like Total 90s looked really modern, but the Preds looked like old. They looked a bit more traditional.
So these are the ones. I'm just going to show you this through the camera. Oh Jesus, that's what I'm talking about. Can you see that?
Oh yes, yeah, exactly right.
The big 90 on them. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I remember that.
So maybe that's what they were even selling in this advert. But yeah, that was a good one. And also, do you remember the Guinness advert with the horses in the sea?
Were the waves horses?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And the music was like ding 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 ding. It was like, and then when they went under the water, it was all like muffled, like boom 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 boom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Good stuff.
I think that won like awards. I know the like advert awards and stuff that even won. But I've got the best one for you.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, this is like a gavel down moment because the greatest advert of all time was as we were growing up, right? Mm-hmm. And it was for Cadbury's milk chocolate.
Oh.
And it was the big old gorilla sitting there, just like stretching his neck out, like breathe in through his nostrils, and it was Phil Collins
Yeah.
in the Air Tonight playing in the background, and the camera was like slowly like drawing out, and you could see more and more of the Scarilla. And just at the point when the drum break in the Air Tonight kicked in, like this monkey had his drumstick.
Yeah.
He was like dun 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 ga ga. That was the best advert. I remember sitting there because it was so long, wasn't it? Wasn't there like at least 30 seconds or something of like advert?
Well, yeah, it's a Phil Collins song, so like...
yeah, it was just the monkey just sitting there, just like breathing and like psyching himself up.
Yeah,
and that was what everyone was just watching it like. What's he doing? What's
going
on? And then when it zooms out and he plays the drums, it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it is good. It is damn good. I'm with you on that. I tell you what, though, the edit they do, because if you listen to the original track, it misses out one of my favourite bits, which is like the sort of reverse reverb, like I remember.
Oh yeah,
I remember. Don't worry,
don't worry. You know? Yeah,
and that's like one of my favourite bits, just before the drum fill. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, that advert I think actually introduced me to Phil Collins.
Right, yeah, I'm sure it did a lot of people, to be honest.
Like hadn't really thought about him. Like I think I vaguely knew who he was. So it was pretty cool. Like that advert did a lot for me, you know. I mean, I'm not a massive Phil Collins fan, he's good, but I mean as a drummer as well, obviously there's respect there, but yeah, so that was cool. Yeah. And the advert's amazing. 100%. There we go. Man, that gavel. The endorphin rush I get from that gavel.
I feel it deep down every time. Mate, it's that time of the evening. It's pub quiz time.
Oh, yes. Love it.
So we got through a few questions last week, and I've got a few more for you this week.
Yeah, let's hope we get more than one out of however many we get.
Yeah. We only got the French pink toilet paper last week.
Oh,
see if we can do a bit more. Okay, so pub quiz time. Eyes down for a full house. Question 8. Hang on, where are the answers? I've not used the answers since last time. Oh, there they are. Okay. So, question 8. It's illegal in Texas to put what on your neighbour's cow?
My gut is saying like your brand, like a different, like that you. If it's the wrong brand,
that's a thinking man's answer.
It is, but it's not going to be right. That's too like.
Yeah, I was thinking like brand or a number or paint or something that like. Yeah. Maybe your hand. Maybe it's illegal to put your hand on another man's cow, like another man's property. So that's not a euphemism. That's
there's got to be a country song about this.
Strictly bovine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't touch my cow. By Buck Owens. Any? Shall we go some sort of brand?
Yeah, there's marking, some sort of like marking that like fakes it that it's yours, you know,
or marking. Okay, cool. Next question. Which bird is nicknamed the Laughing Jackass? It's got to be a bird with some sort of like cackling song. You know how birds sing, don't they? And then it's got maybe something with its legs. Like the thing about a jackass makes me think that it like kicks or something, jumps or kicks or.
Oh well, maybe like an ostrich or like a emu or something.
Oh, yeah, emus kick.
I mean, do they make a noise? I don't know what noise they make, but they kick. That's for sure.
To call it the Laughing Jackass, it's got to have some sort of sound, right?
Yeah, I think so too. My initial reaction was like some sort of like parrot thing. Yeah, something that can parrot back.
What about a kookaburra?
Yeah, great.
I mean, Australians come up with pretty hilarious names for stuff.
That is true.
Pretty good nicknames. It's got that sort of that's sort of like laughing-y.
Yeah, and they'll call anything a jackass, really, won't they?
Yeah, exactly. Shall we go kookaburra?
Let's do it. Good brand of cricket about that.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. We need to talk about that at another point. In fact, next week, when cricket's back, we're going to talk about the kookaburra ball versus the Duke's ball.
Oh, God.
We're going to get some cricket chat.
I'll do some research.
Brush up on you.
I'll do some research on that, yeah. I don't know. My hockey stick was kookaburra as well, actually.
Oh, nice. Cool. Next question. Who entered a contest to find his own lookalike and came third?
I'm confused. One sec. There's a lot to unpack in that. Someone entered a contest to find their own lookalike.
I don't. I think that
Makes
they're
no-
confused